Welcome back to the Benniebarre Pilates studio. We're still celebrating March Madness, and this week we're focusing on the original exercises 6 through 10. If you missed last week, the first 5 exercises, you can check that out here with a link in the upper right-hand corner. Starting with a single leg stretch. This is the first of the abdominal exercises, and in present day Pilates, you'll generally do a Pilates series of 5 abdominal exercises. Only 2 are present in the original sequence. Number 2 is the double leg stretch. Now, typically you'll see this performed with the arms reaching up overhead and then coming back down, or lifting up overhead and snow angeling and circling around to the legs. In Joseph Pilates' original exercise, he extends the arms out straight in the same line as the legs. If we were proceeding with the 5 abdominal exercises, we'd next go into the single straight leg stretch, the double straight leg stretch, and the crisscross. However, in the original series, the next one is the spine stretch. It's the first exercise where we come to a seated position. Now, you'll see different variations of the spine stretch as well, but I'm staying close and true to Joseph Pilates' original spine stretch exercise. You can see that my toes are kind of pointed here. He would have had his feet more flexed, but he starts with his palms flat on the mat of the floor and keeps the chin tucked to chest, and then he begins reaching forward with 3 successive sliding motion stretching movements as far as possible until you assume the position at the end fully extended, and then you stack up the spine and come back to the beginning. Next, moving into the rocker with open legs, as Joseph originally called it, or more commonly called the open leg rocker. This is a rather challenging balancing act of an exercise. You C-curve through the spine to roll back just like rolling with a ball, and then you open up your chest and straighten through the spine at the top, balancing there in that position. The most helpful thing that I teach with this exercise is the breathing pattern of inhale as you're rolling back and exhale as you lift and roll forward. It makes such a difference. And finally, exercise number 10, the last one for today and this week, is the corkscrew. This is an inversion exercise. We want to make sure here that we keep the weight through the shoulder blades and not going into the head and the neck while we balance and twist through the body. Joseph Pilates said this about this exercise. This exercise strengthens neck and shoulders and is an internal and spinal massage. While circling those legs, keep both shoulders pressed to the mat or floor and the arms straight. Obviously, this one is one that should be avoided by some audiences that have neck and shoulder issues or cervical spine damage, and you need to be able to do the rollover exercise that comes at the beginning in order to do this corkscrew. All right, that is the final exercise that we're going to cover this week of this set of 5 exercises. And now we're going to take all of these and turn them into a flow, where we take one of each exercise and flow into the next. Starting with a single leg stretch, we'll take one on both legs together, reach out, double leg stretch, sit up and go straight into the spine stretch. And now pull the legs in, lift them out, and go into open leg rocker. Bringing the legs together at the top, roll right over and directly into the corkscrew. Now, since we circle in both directions, we're going to come up and then go to the other side. And right back into it, rolling the legs down towards the mat, lift up the head, neck, and shoulders, and proceed straight into the single leg stretch, one on each leg, double leg stretch, just one, sitting up tall and reaching out into the spine stretch, stack up through the spine, lift the legs, and go into open leg rocker. Coming to the top, legs coming together, roll over and proceed into the corkscrew, twisting off to the right and circling up on the left, pausing there, and then going in the opposite direction the whole way around. And then rolling the spine back down towards the mat and peeling off partway through to go back into the single leg stretch. I love taking just a couple of Mat Pilates exercises and working through in their original sequence and just tying them all together. Doing one of each, it helps my mind commit to memory the order of the exercises and really challenges my body to adjust and adapt and do just one and flow into the next. Typically, we do a certain amount of repetitions of each exercises and then flow into the next one. But when you take it into a flow like this, as we're going to be doing through all of March Madness, it can be interesting and help you to find those smooth transitions from one exercise to the next, because we're so used to just doing one and then flowing into the following exercise. In case you missed it or you weren't with me last year, for March Madness, I celebrated by every single day posting a video with a designated exercise for the day. So each day in March is devoted to a single exercise. So on the 10th of March, it's exercise number 10, the corkscrew, but I am putting them all together 5 at a time. If you want to follow along with my March Madness videos from last year, where I did one exercise at a time, and most of the days I showed you a variation of that exercise on a different apparatus, like the Pilates springboard or the spine corrector. So if you want to check those out, you can check out the playlist for March Madness from last year, and you can find that link in the upper right-hand corner. Thank you so much for joining me here in the Benniebarre Pilates studio. If you loved this video and you want to share it with someone else to follow along and do March Madness with, that would greatly be appreciated. And make sure that you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can see every time I put out a new video. Join me here on my channel for more Mat Pilates, Barre, Springboard Pilates, and more. Also, if you're interested in joining me on Patreon, I have Barre, Mat Pilates, and Springboard Pilates tiers. If you join me on the Mat Pilates tier, supporting this channel here, I will teach you the breakdown of each individual classical Pilates exercises and warm-up exercises and how you can perform these from beginner to intermediate and advanced. I am continuously working on building that up and making new videos for each exercise all the time. I would love to have you join me there. And if you're not sure what to watch next, here are some other videos that you might like. I will see you guys next week with the next 5 Pilates exercises in the original series. See you next time in the studio.